So today, we need to talk about Lincoln Riley and USC football, because as Lincoln Riley attempts to put his staff together, it hasn't been total smooth sailing, and we need to talk about it. But before we do, as always, y'all know the drill. I want to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes, N for no. Were you surprised to see Jamar Cain leave USC so suddenly for LSU? And let me know what you're thinking. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoy this content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions are massive to content creators such as myself, in both getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. But with all that being said, we need to talk about this because Lincoln Riley is looking to complete his staff, but he has had some misses. Guys who he's hired that have then left to other programs. We need to talk about those names, plus some names I think are big that he was able to keep. We'll start it off with Tashard Choice, the running back coach who only had a brief stint with Lincoln Riley and USC. Choice was then hired away by the University of Texas, going back to the state of Texas, where he played for the Dallas Cowboys for some time. So he has that familiarity with the state, and a lot of the people within the state have that familiarity with him. That is a fantastic hire if you are the Texas Longhorns, considering your star running back coach now leaves for a different position. Texas needed somebody with familiarity and that could generate excitement within the state of Texas, and Choice is a great individual to be able to do so. But it left USC in a bit of a precarious situation, because now, what do the Trojans do at the running back coach position? Well, not long passed before Keel McDonald was pegged as the guy, the former Utah coach. This is an individual I think USC fans are going to be very happy they get in. McDonald was a solid recruiter for the Utes, and you can only imagine, giving USC's resources, what he can do for the Trojans. California is a hotbed in recruiting. We talk about in college football right now how we have so many solid quarterbacks, but we need to understand how many of them have come from California. Even though JT Daniels isn't currently playing, we all know the type of talent JT Daniels has. He comes from California. Then you look at it, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Matt Corral, DJ Uiagalelei. I mean, the list goes on, and a lot of these guys were playing against each other in high school. So the state of California is not short on talent, and I think McDonald will be able to capitalize on a lot of that. But probably the most surprising move coming from USC was Jamar Cain leaving USC for LSU. And this one was surprising because Jamar Cain followed Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma to USC. And Cain was an individual who was really well thought of in the Oklahoma spheres. Cain was the defensive line coach for the Oklahoma Sooners, and the defensive front for Oklahoma has been solid for a bit now. Now, the entirety of the defense of Oklahoma was looking to continue improving under Alex Grinch and company, but that defensive front is really where it all started, and that was Cain's area. But Lincoln Riley and company did not waste any time at all going out and getting Sean Nua from Michigan. But Lincoln Riley and company did not waste any time at all identifying the defensive line coach from Michigan, Sean Nua. Now, this is a great hire for a few reasons. First and foremost, he has an understanding of how to recruit across the nation. When you look at his history and what he's been able to do in the recruiting world, he's been able to pull individuals from Texas, Maryland, California, and that just kind of paints the picture that even though he's a young guy, this is someone who understands how to recruit, and everything I just said about McDonald carries over. Now you're in a situation where you're in California, and now you can use the resources USC has. And let's not make any mistake about it. Michigan is a premier brand within college football as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he can do now that he is with the Trojans. But the move that I really like right now that USC and Lincoln Riley has made is retaining DB coach Williams, because that was a solid recruiter for the Trojans. Probably their best recruiter on staff, and keeping him was going to be paramount, especially when you looked at the battles that USC was involved in. Remember, not long ago when Damani Jackson was down to pretty much, USC or Alabama, the one area I thought would be big is if USC didn't retain Williams, I didn't think they had as good of a chance getting Damani Jackson. And the reason is he had a solid relationship with Williams, and retaining him is going to be paramount in not only winning those sorts of battles, but continuing these relationships down the line. Williams is a very highly thought of coach, and so keeping him on staff is going to be a massive net positive for Lincoln Riley and the Trojans, especially as they're battling Oklahoma for a Gentry Williams. Gentry Williams has been vocal that USC has always had his attention, and USC now has the familiarity of Lincoln Riley, plus all the assistant coaches from Oklahoma that left the Sooners to USC to help with Gentry Williams, but they also retained Dante Williams, and that's going to be paramount in trying to establish that relationship and the continuity of that relationship. But with all that, I'm very interested in hearing from y'all. Hop down to the comments, let me know what you're thinking about USC staff and how Lincoln Riley's doing putting it together. That's it. See ya.